It says I'm live. I hope that I am live. Now I know I'm live. Hello and welcome everybody to a DoMoreLife live stream. This will not be a regular hour-long live stream or anything like that. This is to talk about what's happening in Thailand right now, because I worry and I am concerned that if the country itself isn't careful, that Thailand itself uh, may fall off the tourism map, because there are other places in the world you can go right now. And it concerns me. Hey, Frank, it's good to see you, buddy. I hope you're doing well. Asia Unscripted, same to you. I just sent somebody to your channel today, so I hope you got some views over there. Um, I'm going to stay on point and talk about it real quick. I'm scared that the businesses in Thailand, I've never been nervous about them not reopening. Oh, you're welcome, man. I've never been worried about them not making it back, but I am now, and there's good reason for that. And I'm going to get into all that in just a minute. So I want you guys just to listen and let me talk about this for a little bit. We'll chat about it for a few minutes, and then we'll call it a day. Right now, the headline reads. This is from Bangkok Jack. Um, he says tourism groups lobby the government to open up Thailand. Hey, Andy. Yes, I did find a razor, but the reason I shaved my face is not because I really wanted to. I'll explain that later. Hotel groups around Thailand are encouraging the government to reopen the country to tourists as the effects of the illness and the panic response threatens to finish off the shattered hospitality industry. And it's coming to fruition, unfortunately. Um, the tourism sector, again, quoting here from Bangkok Jack, the tourism sector was impacted heavily when 2020 hit, with the shutdown and travel restrictions imposed by the government were put in to curtail the spread. The new wave that we've seen over here, which started in December, will cost about 6.9 million jobs and wipe out 140 billion baht off Thailand's trade and tourism revenue, which accounts for 22% of gross domestic product, according to TMB Analytics. Anon, what's up, bud? Glad you joined in. But as the magic shots become more available, both locally and around the world, Thailand's hotels and tourist groups are lobbying the administration to open up the country or risk further damage to the economy. And I've said before, and hey, go happy. I've said before many times that at some point we're either going to have to learn how to deal with this and live with it, or we're going to have to just close ourselves off from life for the next 2 or 3 years until the problem is eliminated. I think people are starting to realize we're going to have to learn how to live with it, and I think that's the case. You can disagree with me. Comment section is below, or right now the chat section is open also. It says this is a quote by somebody. It says, if you walk around the main tourism sites in Phuket, you can see that all the stores are shuttered or have gone out of business, said the senior member of the Phuket Tourist Association. He asked not to be named. Another quote, if the government doesn't want these retail areas to go out of business completely, they must consider relaxing measures to let our industry survive. Another quote, we are constantly talking to the Thai Ministry of Tourism about the issues, but we beg them to see things from our perspective as well, the source said. I agree. I see it. Hey, Adam, good to see you, bud. I understand why they feel this way, whereas a couple months ago I didn't, but I do understand now, because they're literally dwindling away. If these places don't start opening back up, people are going to find other places in the world to go, and that's what concerns me. Because I love Thailand. I want it to flourish. I want to be here while it flourishes. Love this place, and God knows I think the government did a fantastic job trying to keep people well. but at what point? I mean, where where can you where does some of that have to stop, and um, some of the regulations and stuff have to be pushed to the side and say, look, guys, we're just gonna have to, deal with it. We got everybody that's coming in is coming in with X amount of insurance dollars. We got some of the best healthcare in the world, and Thailand does have some of the best healthcare in the world. We're just gonna have to prepare ourselves to deal with this. I'm not saying that's what they should do. I'm just saying at some point that may become a real possibility. It says a report by the Financial Times also showed that hotel groups around the country were quietly lobbying the government to get rid of queue measures for tourists who have received the magic shot. Quote, there are tremendous numbers of people who won't come to Thailand or won't come to any country that has a queue because it takes too much time. That's true. That's just true. There are some people that came out of necessity, which I got to happens to be in the chat. I just didn't get a chance to reply to you yet. You know, uh, questions over the magic shot efficacy. Despite pressure from the hotel and tourism groups to open up the country, the Ministry of Public Health officials continue to advise the government to display caution over international travel. There are many unknowns about the magic shots. We don't know the different how they will play out, and I understand. They go on to say the need to study it further. Thailand is not expected to distribute magic shots until later this year, with the locally produced. The AstraZeneca version will be produced here, made publicly available in April or May. I don't think some of the businesses have that long. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think they have that long. I just don't. The first batch of the Sino will be released. What I was read today was on Valentine's Day, February. It it is really, 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 really not looking good right now. I wanted you guys to know that a Danish man won a lawsuit over a you can read this over a BG. And they have information on here too about the magic shots to start next month. Let me read you a little bit of that real quick. But I'm so concerned that Thailand is just going to fall off the tourist map. I really am, because of the strict control measures that are being put in. I'm worried, and I've never been worried before about it. It says Thailand says the illness magic shots to start next month. It will start inoculation program next month by administering the AstraZeneca to high-risk groups as it faces accusations of being too slow to secure magic shots. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but health workers at Samut Sakhon province, the epicenter of the latest outbreak, were more than, listen to this, yesterday, more than 900 infections were reported yesterday here in Thailand, in the Samut Sakhon province, where it all started. Would be the first to be inoculated with the initial 50,000 doses. They're doing mass testing in that area, okay? And I read today they were going to do 10,000 tests a day for a week, just randomized. That's where they're finding all this stuff. The vast majority are coming from migrant workers, but let me read on. The elderly and people with chronic diseases would also be a priority, officials said. Thailand's FDA last week approved it for emergency use, but is yet to grant authorization, which Thailand has ordered 2 million doses. The health minister on Monday said AstraZeneca would be supplying 50,000 fewer doses than the 200,000 Thailand had ordered. With the orders they had at hand, that just confirmed to us, he's quoting they're getting 150,000. I don't. You can't criticize, and the government's rejected the criticism. You can't really criticize them for taking too long to get it and that kind of thing because you really don't know exactly what you're doing. I wanted to get to the part where they talked about the. Yeah, that was okay. So on Monday morning, Thailand reported 187 new cases, making the total 13,687, 75 deaths. And on Monday, the Samut Sakhon province, which is, by the way, just next door to me, 914 cases there alone, the majority of which were found as a result of new province-wide mass testing effort that authorities said would take place for a week. The Samut Sakhon number will be reflected in the countrywide tally on Tuesday morning. That's, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I get, there's an article that says Pattaya desperate as people disappear. Let me read some comments real quick. Tusher says, "Hi, where are you now? I'm in Bangkok." Adam says, "I would say there's a higher percentage of tourists who make last-minute decisions to travel, e.g., weekends, visits from Hong Kong, Japan. With the current restrictions, these tourists are going." You got a good point, Adam. Good point. And says, "Honestly, I like how they're handling it better with this than originally. Mass testing as well. The U.S. has so many cases, but are keeping it local." Hey, David. Yeah, you got a point there, but I'm gonna just be well. I've used some of the same language, so it's okay. But this is really the headline says Pattaya deserted as everybody disappears in quotation marks. The head of Pattaya's Public Transport Association has painted a grim picture of the effect of this second wave and placing of the resort in severest red zone restrictions. Taxi drivers and Songtao drivers, or the bot buses or whatever, are packing in the job and seeking new employment or just going home up to their countries or villages. 500 vehicles are simply gathering dust only as a skeleton service remains for the locals in Pattaya. All the tourists, Thai and foreigners, have simply vanished. The chief of the Pattaya Bus Cooperative said that the first wave of it had devastating effects on his members with there being no foreign tourists. But with the government stimulus measures that held in Pattaya, there were genuine signs that the corner had been turned and drivers were returning to their vehicles. I saw the corner being turned. I watched it happen until this second hit came. Hey, Roger. With new British and Brazil variants, I predict all international travel fixing to be shut down again. I hope I'm wrong. I hope you are too, but you may have a very good point. I mean, that may be absolutely 100% correct, Roger. I don't know, but for the first time ever, I'm nervous about the future of Thailand tourism. I am. Then came the second wave, and it's proven much worse than the first. He says the organization is responsible for 712 of the Songtails and 170 taxis, and in total, there are 1,000 public vehicles in Pattaya. Of these, now 500 have stopped offering a service, 50% of the total. He said that there were so few customers that there was no point for drivers to rent or fill up with gas. Many had gone to find other jobs or simply returned to their homes and provinces. A service of sorts was still running with the protocols in place, like hand gel and other safety measures on registering with the app and all of that stuff. I'm just concerned. I'm just concerned. Now the deputy mayor of Pattaya predicts end of he calls it a lockdown by the end of next week. And then you read down more in the article. It says Pattaya slowly starts to reopen. Well, I mean, I haven't really seen, where. I mean, I haven't seen it. Good question, Jack. I hope so sooner rather than later. I can tell you that because it's no fun. It's no fun being here without tourists, and without tourists, it's holding up some things that I want to do, and it's just it's something that I wanted to bring to everybody's attention because I don't want I don't want anything bad to happen to Thailand. I don't want to see their GDP ruined. I don't want to see their economy tanked. I don't want to see things go wrong here because I like it here. I've been here um, going on 3 years now, and no, then 2018, 19, 20. Yeah, so I've been here 3.5 years, I think. Yeah, and or 2.5 years. I don't know. I've been here a while. I don't want to see anything bad happen in this country, especially the people. There are people hurting so bad around here. I mean, really, there are financially hurting, and there's not a lot you can do for them, you know. So, um, I feel bad for them. I really do, and I hope and I pray that Thailand does not get wiped off the tourism map. I hope that Thailand comes back. I've always said Thailand will come back with the force. I still believe that, but I also can see now that some of these places that have been, hot spots for Thailand for so long, for so many years, are literally crippling. And they're if they do go away, something will replace them. I don't know what, but something will replace them. I don't know if it'll be the same kind of nightlife. I don't know if it'll be the same kind of tourism industry. I'm not sure. But Thailand will have to learn to adapt, and they will have to look at other means of industry and economic businesses or businesses that will generate the economic revenue that Thailand needs. And the easiest way, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, the easiest way for Thailand to do that is to let's get some tourists back in here and get some businesses open. At the same time, they're being super cautious with the illness going around. I don't blame them either way. You can't fault right either way because it's you got safety on one hand, you got dollars on the other. You need both of them to make it work. So you can't blame the Thai government really for anything. I mean, you certainly can't blame them for it, right? Because it's not their fault. But somebody's got to do something a little bit different. Is all I'm saying. Somebody's got to do something a little bit different. Somebody's got to take maybe take a chance, maybe take a small risk. Something's going to have to happen, and Thailand needs tourism back, and tourists need Thailand because this is a great place to come to visit. It really is. It's awesome. It's amazing, and I love it. And I don't want to see anything bad happen to it at all. I really don't. And I would never question Thailand's decisions on what they do. It's just, we really, really, really hope that people don't find other homes for tourism. And I'm scared that's going to happen, wherever that happens. Could happen, Red Dog. We certainly hope not. And I says one thing to remember is that not only are people not coming to Thailand, they're going anywhere, with perhaps the exception of Americans going to Mexican resorts. There are a lot of Americans going to Mexican resorts. I understand. Hey, Bisker. Yeah, haven't seen you in a while, man. It's good to see you. With the sea, average people just don't have the money to travel. That's true. Yeah, heard that, David. 100% true, man. 100% true. What you just said. People don't have the money to travel. People don't have, $5,000, $3,000 to spend in a facility somewhere or a hotel for 14, 15 days before they can engage in tourism. And then when they get out, there is no the nightlife's gone, the entertainment's closed down, and all that stuff. So it really puts a burden on tourism. And guys, I'm hoping and praying that Thailand gets back on its feet quickly. So I just wanted to touch base with you guys. I wanted to let you know about that 900 new case number because that's going to blow some people away. Don't let it. You may see numbers higher than that this coming week. I don't know. You might not. But I do know that it was said that they were going to test 10,000 people a day for a week in Samut Sakan, where all this second half stuff started. Yes, there was the illegal gambling stuff, but that was secondary to the initial impact. Hey, gotta love Thailand. Good to see you, bud. And I says, I consider myself fortunate that I can travel, but a whole bunch cannot. So when the world economy recovers, I think Thailand will get its share, if not more. I think so too. That's what I've been thinking the whole time. I just hope that comes to fruition. Adam says, sure, protect the vulnerable and elderly, but not destroying the future and hope young and healthy. I'm with you on that, Adam. Hey, Tom. They need to make it slightly easier for teachers, long-term tourists, digital nomads, or retirees, all these groups to spend money. I just saw a video. I hadn't seen this yet, but it's from the Tiger. You guys can go check it out. It said missed opportunities in Thailand, the digital nomad visa, and retirees. I don't know what they're talking about, but you can check it out on the Tiger. All right, Dave, take care, bro. See you, man. Eric says hello from Vegas. Hello from Bangkok. 30% off populations around the world won't be inoculated. That's very well possible. Jack says the working people of Pattaya still exist, even if they are not there at the moment. If the tourists are ever allowed back, the demand and supply will come together. So I agree, Jack, 100%. And probably on that one. I'm going to cut this off because it's nighttime. I just got off work. I've got to eat, and it's 6 o'clock. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I got quite a few people in the room, and I really appreciate that. Share this video with anybody that's thinking about coming to Thailand anytime soon, because they probably need to hear it. And share this video with anybody you think needs to hear it. Leave it up to you guys. Gotta love Thailand says, after renewing my retirement visa, and they are requiring me to take a test to get my visa. I've been told by a lawyer that there is no test going to be done for you to get a visa extension on visas coming in. That's what the lawyer said yesterday. I'm not, don't hold me to it. I'm just saying that's what the lawyer said yesterday. If you guys enjoyed this content, please hit the thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. The YouTube algorithm likes it. Visker says, JC, don't know how credible this is, but I hear that China are making it tougher for Westerners to stay in the country and rather than Chinese. Yeah, that's a delicate talking point, Visker, and I'm just not going to jump into that one right now. I have my own thoughts and opinions on it. We can talk about it on another live stream at some point in time. But I understand what you're saying. Adam, you take it easy, bud. Tom said we are coming back in April. Just booked ASQ 180,000 baht. That's just so much money, man. Gotta love Thailand says cool. Pattaya City has said they'll reopen on the 1st. That's what they've said, but that doesn't mean they will. I hope they do. But they haven't had any confirmed cases in, I think, 5 or 6 days or something like that. And so, gotta love Thailand says I'm going to immigration in the morning. We'll let you know. Do that. Let me know. I'd love to hear it. By the way, look, the golf queue in Katchanburi, not all that expensive. Looks like a cool deal. If you can afford it, do it. That would be a better way than sitting in a hotel room all day, in my opinion. Farhan says, do you know any visa agent that provides services to apply for a long-term visa? I do not. I don't deal with agents because that's just a recipe for disaster, to be honest with you. So, love you guys. Let's try to keep Thailand on the tourism map. Let's try to keep tourism coming to Thailand. And don't forget, guys, this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. And if you don't believe me, out of the 800 and something videos that are on this channel, probably a good 550 or 600 of them are from Thailand. You can check it out and see for yourself. Thanks, everybody, for coming. I appreciate it. Channel members that are here, and everybody else that will see this later. So Whatever you guys do today, please find a way to do more life. Later, guys.